Girlies, for the first time ever on my channel, we are going on a train. But first, let me explain the room. There is a lack of decor. Every time I film in here, people say, Timmy, it looks insane. There's nothing on the walls. Well, guess what? I'm not a home decorator. I'm not the host of Extreme Home Makeover, Home Edition. So I don't want to hear it. You think I'm capable of picking a good painting? I'm not. Anyways, it's a high-speed train called the Brightline. Not the shadowy zigzag, the Brightline. It's a train in Florida that goes from Orlando to Miami. I'm currently in Orlando, obviously. And girl, we're going all the way down to the tip. The tip of what? The tip of the state. And then 2 hours later, we are coming right back up. So I'm taking 2 trains in one day. Now, I am traveling first class. Not to brag, I typically don't travel first class anywhere, but apparently when you travel first class on a Brightline, you get a free meal on the train plus free snacks. And every Brightline station has a first class lounge that apparently has a full buffet. I mean, it's probably not gonna be like mac and cheese and chicken fried steak and a sirloin pot roast, but it's probably gonna be some delicious things. So I, as the food critic that I am gonna be taste testing everything and giving you my brutally honest opinion. Basically, I'm gonna eat as much as the conductor allows me to. I'll say, aye, aye, Captain, can I have some more? Can I have some more sustenance on this moving vehicle? I sound like a train whistle. I'm already transforming. And he'll say, sir, you're gonna weigh the whole train down. The tracks can't handle all of that. Don't worry, Captain. A lot of people can't handle all of this. I know it's a lot to take, but if you can't handle it, step aside. So because I'll be going back and forth in one day, I'll be having 2 train meals and 2 lounge meals. Oh yes, also you guys know I have a deep-rooted fear of being reprimanded, and I don't wanna bother anyone on the train. So while I'm critiquing the food, I will be fully whispering. Like this. Hey girl, it's gonna be ASMR on a train. High speed ASMR. It's gonna get to your eardrum real fast. It's gonna be like... Oh, I think she has to go to the bathroom. Regina, wait. Go to the pee-pee pad. Now, I know you nosy girlies are wondering, how much did that train ticket cost, Timmy? How much did you spend on us, Daddy Warbucks? The whole ticket round trip was $318. I mean, technically it is pricey, but this is a first class round trip train ticket, so I thought it would be pricier, to be honest. I'm about to leave to catch my train, but first, girlies, give this video a big thumbs up if you're enjoying it. It is the easiest way to support little old me and my whole career. Also, subscribe. I make food content. I eat food in cars, in restaurants, hotels, theme parks, and apparently now trains as well. Let's go. I'm gonna choo-choo on a choo-choo train. Welcome to Brightline, where every line is really so bright you shouldn't look directly at it. I arrived to the Brightline station. As you can see, they have a lot of escalators, very tall escalators. So I just stepped onto them and they took me where I needed to go. Girlies, I don't know why I'm so nervous. Oh, this lighting. I look like Beth from Little Women, so pale and weak. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I've just never filmed on a train. This is different. This is a new experience. I'm having stomach pains. So the Brightline station is actually part of the airport, so that's why it looks kind of airporty. And they also have this massive piece of potpourri on the wall. I don't know why. This is the actual Brightline station. As you can see, the branding is very in your face, very modern. I love it. You can get your tickets here, and security is here as well, and also like the baggage area. So I went through security, and afterwards I saw this. It's basically a little gift shop type moment with some clothing, some accessories, and some snacks, including Pringles and Harvest Snaps. Anything you could ever want, basically. And they also had iguanas. I'm used to seeing a lot of alligator branding in Florida, not a lot of iguanas, so that was interesting. Florida's trying to change it up, trying to change their image. You know, iguanas are less scary, so I get it. They also had giant croissants. I guess there's a French pastry chef somewhere around here. They also have a bar named Mary Mary. My mom's name is Mary, so it's basically 2 of her. And this is the premium lounge, girlies, the first class area. The sign is giving subtle elegance. It says, I'm premium, but I'm also low key. You basically have to scan your ticket to enter. Mine worked, luckily, and I got to go in. I felt so bougie, girlies. Like, look how pretty. Did they have any gold statues? No. Did they have any diamond encrusted chandeliers? No. Did they have anything for Sia to swing on? No. But it was still very nice. So let's check out the food. They had some free beer, some brew. If you're into that. Oh, Now, keep in mind, this was around breakfast time, so they had things like, well, obviously water and sodas, but also cereals, some peanut butter, cream cheese bagels, a toaster, some cheese danishes, pancakes, chunks of waffle, literal chunks. And they also had this other section with little quiches, 2 different flavors, some bacon, some deviled eggs, also some cinnamon scones, some fruit, gorgeous, fresh, and some yogurts, granola, and plates. Oh, and oranges. So I got a cinnamon scone, a cheese Danish, some bacon, a deviled egg, and both flavors of quiche. And I did get the pancakes and waffles afterwards, so stay tuned.
Okay, girlies, I'm nervous. Everyone's very quiet in here. It's like a library, but with a train next to it. I'm just gonna be very dainty and demure, and I'm gonna embrace the elegance I was born with, which is very little. I'm in this cocoon type chair, which I really like. It makes me feel like a moth. I'm already hairy, especially my back. So the moth vibes are real right now. Let's just try a piece of bacon, shall we? Oh, it's crispy. Oh, by the way, look at this, guys. It's like a biodegradable silverware packet. Oh my gosh, are they wooden? Is this a wooden fork? It's like George Washington's teeth. No, okay, that's not wooden. That's like a plastic mixed with sand to make it more recyclable. That's what it looks like to me. That bacon isn't terrible. It doesn't look crispy, but it in fact is, which I was shocked by. That was a plot twist. It reminds me of Subway bacon, you know, but like after being toasted. When they say, do you want your sub toasted or not? People that say no are unhinged, and I really don't want to associate with them. It's just very thin bacon. It feels like lower quality, but it gets the job done at the end of the day, and it's still enjoyable because bacon's bacon. Pig is pig. A farm is a farm, and that's what I learned owning a farm. It was also a bit greasy, but that's to be expected, so I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. Next up, we have the deviled egg. Now, this is completely covered and dusted in paprika. Now, paprika is basically the seasoning that is the most smoky. If it was makeup, it would be a smoky eye. It's just, it has that singed flavor to it, but that's a lot, girl. Whoever made these deviled eggs is a paprika stan. They were like, more, now. Ma'am, this is not a Target. This is a Brightline station. Now that's a plot twist. I'm just here sitting in my cocoon waiting to blossom, and I'm given this. This is not a deviled egg. This is just a hard-boiled egg sliced in half, completely coated in paprika. Now, maybe they thought if we put enough paprika, they're not gonna notice. They're gonna think it's a deviled egg. It'll have the same evil, devilish appearance. No, I knew instantly. When my teeth sunk into that fully hardened yolk, all I felt was sadness. I mean, if you're just gonna serve hard... Who is she? Girl, I'm trying to film. Do you know who I am? Some people really want a collab. It's not gonna happen. I don't get why they wouldn't just serve a hard-boiled egg. I don't get why they have to create false expectations. This is why there's a lack of trust in the world. I'm gonna have to give the deviled egg a 0 out of 10. I'm sending it straight back to hell. Next up, let's try this cinnamon scone. Oh, I got chills on my face for some reason. It's not even that bad, but I got chills. They're on my face, they're on my waterline. That just tastes like the most processed packaged baked goods. I wouldn't even compare it to like Entenmann's or even Lil Debbie. And she is queen of chemicals, you know. This, to me, tastes like some random scone brand you would find at the Dollar General. It just tastes super processed. Even the sweetness has that weird fermented fake sweet flavor. It's also very dry and just not good. So I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 10. Next up, let's try the cheese Danish, guys. I'm a glutton for cheese Danishes, guys. If you put cheese into a Danish,
you're also putting happiness into my stomach.
Even if it's the cheapest cheese Danish, I always enjoy them, so I better enjoy this. Look at that. Like all the cheese. Yes, for a processed cheese Danish, that's a good one. The crust itself is very basic. It doesn't have a lot of flavor, but it's not that dry. It has a nice fluffiness to it, so that's nice. But the cheese within is everything. It honestly tastes like fresh queso Danish filling. It really does. Also, they put such a thick amount. Well, you can't see it now because it's gone. But they put the thickest layer of cheese filling, and I really appreciate that. Typically in a processed cheese Danish, the layer is about this thin, like a piece of parchment paper. But that did not disappoint. I'm giving that a very strong 8 out of 10, yes. Next up, we have 2 quiches. I don't know what's what. They weren't labeled, it just said quiche. So they're surprise quiches. Let's see. We're gonna put that there. And just leave it alone, give it its privacy, you know. I think that's what it wants. That's terrible. That is disgusting. That is vile. That is horrifying. The crust itself, honestly, tastes like a soggy cracker. Like it tastes like a soggy saltine without the salt. And that's the good part. It's like a flimsy, flavorless, crusty, dusty, musty crust. And then the filling doesn't taste like a quiche. It doesn't even taste like egg. I know that eggs are hard to come by these days, but I think that might be ground chicken or something. They said if we can't have the egg, grab its mother. We're gonna put it in the quiche. Like the texture's giving meaty and the flavor's also giving meaty, but like, you know what it tastes like? Okay, when you get a chicken burrito from like 7-Eleven or Publix or something and you cook it for too long in the microwave and the ends of it get completely dehydrated and just kind of turn into pollo dust, that's what this tastes like. There's this like garlic flavor, which is there, it exists. I don't like it. I'm gonna have to give the quiche a 2 out of 10.
This food is terrible.
I paid for a first class ticket. I wanted caviar and champagne. No, you know, I'm grateful. It's free. So we are gonna rejoice in that. Oh, I always thought people in first class just don't burp, they don't fart, but apparently they got the gas too, because I got it and I'm here. Let's try this other quiche. I have no hope in it. Let me be in my cocoon, please. Don't look at me. That was somehow worse than the first one. That texture sent a shiver from the top of my spine all the way down to my cracked feet. And they're very cracked, actually. You might consider them to be hooves, but that kind of sounds demonic, so let's not say that. For some reason, it has a tofu texture. It's very bouncy, and your teeth kind of sink into it too fast, and they hit each other like... And you're like, my molars, it wasn't supposed to be like that. And the flavor reminds me of like a fake chorizo. So it might be a plant-based moment. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's made out of a bush. Truly awful. I'm giving it a 1 out of 10. The only thing I liked was the cheese Danish. But we still have waffles and pancakes to try. So let's go, girls.
Here's the pancakes and waffles close up. There you go.
Oh my gosh, guys, one of the trains just left, so the place emptied out, and I'm now seated at a much more suitable cocoon. Much more up to my standards, better lighting, you know, so that's a perk of traveling on a train. People leave. That's really cool. I also got a Pepsi Zero, because they don't have Coke products. Oh, that's singed. Pepsi Zero tastes peculiar. Okay, let's add our breakfast syrup to our pancakes and waffles. Now, the pancakes are cut in half, and the waffles are sliced up. I guess they're like, girl, you're going on a train. You wanna eat light, right? Girlies, I got on the table. I'm gonna clean it after, I promise. Call me Cinderella, because I'm gonna be scrubbing. Let's first try a waffle. No habla disgusting. No habla horrible. Okay, if you're new here, I probably sound like the most negative, pessimistic pig you've ever seen. But typically, I'm much more positive than this. This is just really bad food. How do you mess up a waffle? Eggos taste better than this, guys. Even 11 knows that. And she was raised in like a lab. The flavor's not bad. Kind of tastes like a waffle from Belgium, right? What was that? Put your paws up. Okay, but the texture just feels extremely stale, possibly overcooked. It's like hardened all the way through. Also, it seems to have like little crunchy bits in it that remind me of sugar cubes, like the sugar cubes you put in teas and coffees and in Great Britain, which I don't get that as a topping. I haven't ever heard someone say, no, you know what? Instead of the chocolate chips on my waffles, can you put sugar cubes? That's what I'm really craving. I want the crunch. I don't think so, so I'm gonna have to give that a 3 out of 10. Last but not least, we have the pancake. Please be good. Come on, it looks good. Oh my goodness. Hey, gorgeous. I love that. Does it taste like a typical frozen pancake? Yes, but it tastes like a good one. It just has the classic pancake flavor, a fluffy, bouncy, slightly stretchy texture. Tastes great with the syrup, and it reminds me actually of McDonald's pancakes, which of course aren't great, but they're good, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't have the highest pancake standards and you don't mind getting slapped with one from time to time, I think you'll love this. So I'm gonna give it a nice strong 7 out of 10. One of the best things I had today. So I think I only liked the pancake and the Danish. Everything else was a flop. Next meal is our train lunch, and then we have the Miami lounge meal, and then we have our train dinner on the way back. Ooh.
Okay, girlies, it's time to board the actual train. Look how pretty it is. There I am, not knowing what my future holds. So everyone sort of squished out of this tiny door and went down this big escalator. I took the stairs because I got to get my steps in. And this is it. That is the train close-up. Brightline. Zabadabadoo, zababadalalu. And this is what the first class section looks like. What do we think? I love the modern gray aesthetics. It's very minimalistic. And this was my seat, 9C. So as you can see, it looks very comfy, right? Every seat has a little tray table. It's very nice, but oh, mine had a coffee stain. And they also had this little phone tray just to put your phone on. See, I just demonstrated it right then and there. Look how cute. Oh, Aslan, is that you? Every seat also has an outlet, which is really nice. I plugged in my phone. And these are all the stops the train is going to make. West Palm Beach, Boca Raton, Fort Lauderdale, Aventura, and then last but not least, Miami, Florida. Now, this is the little food menu. There's a little breakfast section, but luckily it was lunchtime. So I was focused on the lunch section of the menu. As you can see, there's an heirloom tomato salad and a smoked salmon poke bowl. Those are the two main meal options, plus their snacks. As you can see, most of them are gluten-free, so Brightline really caters to the gluten-free demographics. I love that for them. So the train started going, and as you can see, we have different sceneries. We have the forest, we have the land, we have the sea, and we also have salami. So I got the salami cheese snack and the pistachios with water, and this is my main meal, the smoked salmon poke bowl. As you can see, it has salmon, tons of veggies, rice, and some different sauces, and it came with a little coconut tart and this veggie wrap type situation, type deal, type moment. Also a Lindo truffle.
Okay, girlies, we are officially on the train, and it's very quiet, so I think that my volume is at the perfect level, the wickedly talented level. How does it feel to be watching a man with a bald head on a train? That sounds like a mystery book. The man with the bald head on the train in the window with the tattoo. I'm so scared to get reprimanded. Anyways, being on this train makes me feel like Katniss Everdeen on the way to the Capitol after she volunteered for Primrose, which was kind of pointless because Primrose did not have a happy ending. Personally, I would not have volunteered for Primrose. I would have said, I don't volunteer as tribute, Primrose. Get on that train. Let's try all of our food. We have a lot to try. First up, we got this hard salami. It's by Fiorucci Panino Antipasta. This is Giada if she was a train snack. Pepper jack cheese wrapped in salami with natural smoke flavor added. Girl, that's not natural if you added it, okay? It smells like a forest. Welcome back to Disney Channel. If this gives me the cow, it'll be worth it. I really love that. Girlies, I'm a Fiorucci Panino stan, so I expected the salami to be harder. My God, it's shaking a lot. Are we okay? Hey girl, I know her. We go way back. That is very salty salami. It's more potent than other salamis, and that's the way I like my salami, potent. And then the pepper jack cheese had a little bit of spice. Once again, also very salty, very sharp, just a very flavorful little keto snack for the keto girlies. Next up, let's try this. It seems to be some sort of a little sushi type of wrap. You know what that tastes like? That tastes like something that someone with their own garden would make. They're like, hey girl, you wanna come over? I grew my own red peppers and lettuce and I'm making a fun snack out of everything I grew. And I'm like, sure, just to be nice. And they just chop up all their fresh vegetables and they assume that it's delicious because they grew it. Well, guess what? You didn't add flavor. I guess flavor can't be grown. It just tastes like sushi with the happiness sucked out of it. It's all very crunchy and very fresh, but it literally just tastes like red pepper and yellow peppers wrapped in lettuce. I mean, if I wanted to graze the grass in my front lawn like a cow, I would. But that's not what I signed up for. I signed up for a luxury train. I'm gonna give the meat sticks an 8 out of 10 and delicious, and I'm giving the vegetable wrap a 3 out of 10. Next up, let's try this poke bowl. So, you guys know I'm not the biggest seafood fan, but I've been coming around to it, and I don't think I've ever had whole pieces of smoked salmon. So this is new, this is different. Also, salmon does serve luxury. So, finally something feels like it's from charity. you know, so we have salmon, edamame, rice, carrots, cucumber, and pineapple. That's different. The pineapple on pizza fans are probably like, yes, our agenda's working. They're putting it on everything now. It also came with this sauce that honestly just smells like sesame oil. So I'm confused as to why it looks like a gelatinous blob. And what is this one? That just smells like pineapple juice mixed with coconut milk. I'll pour a little bit on the bowl, I guess. Okay. And the sesame stuff too. Okay, the rice seems to be quite frozen like Elsa. It's harder than the salami, that's for sure. Okay, wait. Oh my gosh, what's happening? Is it supposed to look like that? Does it have a bruise? It was swimming in the stream. Maybe it bumped into a rock or a beaver's house. Girlie, is that some salty salmon? You'd think it wouldn't be salty because salmons live in streams and fresh water. I mean, that's how bears are able to catch them. They're like, girl, stop jumping. Girl, stop. I'm gonna start with the positives. The salmon is my favorite part. I think I'm a smoked salmon fan for real because that's really delicious. There's no hint of fishiness. It really, honestly, tastes like a more delicate ham, like a lunch meat. The smokiness tastes real and the texture kind of just melts in your mouth. It's really nice. But everything else is trash. It's giving really low quality. The rice is really hard and cold and honestly stale. It feels like rice that's been sitting in the fridge for a day. Also, the veggies do not taste fresh. They don't have a crispness that one expects when they get a first class ticket. The sesame mayonnaise goop isn't bad, but it really does just taste like sesame oil, and the pineapple juice did add a nice flavor, but other than that, I really am disappointed. I really thought this would be an experience I would never forget for the rest of my life, but here I am, forgetting it in 3, 2, 1. Ooh, what just happened? I've never had smoked salmon before. We should taste test it. Let's try this coconut tart. It's not bad per se. It's a tart. Like, it's gonna taste decent, but it's not giving what it needs to be giving. Who are you? What is this puppet? What am I doing?
And who are you with that bloated face and that slight unibrow?
There is a nice delicate coconut sort of vanilla pudding custard flavor happening here, but the texture of the filling is not creamy whatsoever. Once again, it's very dried out, a lot like the quiche. What is going on? I feel like an astronaut right now because I feel like everything's been freeze dried. Are we going to the moon? Also, the crust isn't terrible, but you can tell it's been sitting in this little plate for a while because it's very soggy underneath. It's like the condensation and the precipitation have combined to make H2O. I don't want to get too scientific, but I feel like the scientists that are watching understand me. Okay, now we have this naturally pomegranate flavored pistachios glazed mix by Sahele. You know what's interesting? One of my sisters is named Sarah, and the other one is named Hannah, and the other one is named Lexi. So I feel like my sisters have been combined to create a brand of pistachios. You know, if I was a bird and this seed mix was in a birdhouse, I would definitely fly all the way to that birdhouse. Even if it was very far away, I would migrate to that birdhouse just to eat this. This is delicious, you know. I'm not a big dried fruit person, but these chunks of dried fruit don't have that pruny, fermented, constipation fixing flavors. It just honestly tastes like a fresh fruit that's been shrunken. And then the pistachios are very salty and crunchy, and they actually have a slight chili powder flavor to them, so it's almost kind of giving a sweet, salty, spicy vibe. So I'm gonna give the poke bowl a 3 out of 10. I'm gonna give the tart a 4 out of 10, and I'm gonna give the pistachio mix an 8 out of 10. Now we have a Lindor Java. Oh, it's milk chocolate. Gorgeous. It has high quality leche chocolate on the outside and on the inside as well, but the inside is slightly softer than the outside, and that really creates a gorgeous texture experience for the senses. I'm giving that a 10 out of 10. Delicious. So overall, I really loved all the snacks. I did not like the actual food. I'm hoping the Miami Lounge has some better food, girlies. Come on. 305, my Latina people. I'm half Cuban, you know. know.
We did make all the little stops at all the Fort Lauderdales and all the Aventuras, and each of the stops were about 2 minutes. I'm not joking. They just stop and they say, get off now. Anyways, here we are, girlies, or should I say, senoritas. We are back in Miami. This is where I was actually born. I'm not joking. I was birthed out of my mother straight into the humidity. And this is the Brightline Miami station. As you can see, it has the same vibe as the other Brightline station. You know, it's all yellow and futuristic. And here's a little treat for you guys. A few shots of the Miami skyline. Ooh, gracias, empanada. They have the same bar, Mary Mary, so now there's 4 Marys. And they also have the same type of convenience store, very nice. And they have a painting of Colonel Mustard. He's looking amazing. And the little women, Amy, Meg, and Joe. Beth is not here for obvious reasons. And this is the Premium Miami Lounge. So I have to say, this lounge is much bigger, even nicer. It's so spacious. And guys, the food selection had me shook. You're not ready for this. Look at all this. Oh, luxury. We've got fruit, a bunch of different salads, including quinoa and pasta and all these different ones, plus some hot Italian food, meatballs, tortellini, and also eggplant parmigiano reggiano. They also had some crackers and some different sauces and goops, and some cheese, and some tortilla chips, and some random meats, and some different trail mixes, and some popcorn, plus for dessert, tiramisu in little bowls. How cute. So for my appetizers, I got some quinoa, chickpea salad, some feta pasta salad, some caprese salad, and trail mix.
Okay, so I'm in a different type of cocoon. It's a bit pointier, a bit more modern. I'm gonna be a futuristic butterfly, a bionic butterfly. I put the butter in butterfly. It's been a long day. I'm a little tired, but I'm excited. The food options here look incredible. So much better than Orlando. Like, I know they have Disney, but do they have trail mix at the Brightline train station? No, they don't. So is it really even a vacation destination? You decide. Anyways, let's just eat the trail mix. It's gonna taste like trail mix, but I just wanted to get it because it's fun. Cashews, M&Ms, peanuts, joy. My train experience has been fantastic so far. So does the first class feel like luxurious? No, but it feels very modern, very clean, besides the coffee droplet. Give me a second. I got the spicy trail mix too. It has like sesame crackers and the little spicy thingies. Those little things. Ooh, I'm gonna pick that up in a second. Let me just say the bathroom on the train was kind of fierce, kind of sickening. It's a big room. It's a lot bigger than like a plain bathroom. I would compare it to a small closet, which is where I resided for the first 18 years of my life. So I really know like the square footage and the architectures of a closet, you know? It's just like that. But the flush kind of scared me. It was like a sensor type thing. You had to go like that and it would flush, right? So I did it. And at first it just like squirted a little bit of water. It was like... And the toilet paper didn't go down. I mean, I didn't go number 2, but I blew my nose. It didn't go down. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna look disgusting leaving toilet paper in the toilet. It's not even my fault. And then about 10 seconds later, it was like, wah, wah, just like an airplane toilet. It did that real super strong suction thing and it sucked my soul right out of me. I was very impressed. Anyways, trail mixes are great. Let's try the little appetizers I got here. I did get a new biodegradable cutlery set and I know you're supposed to try to save as much plastic as possible so that it doesn't hurt the earth, right? Well, I couldn't carry my dirty fork all the way from Orlando to Miami, so I hope you understand. I'm not trying to cause the apocalypse. Let's try this feta pasta. It's like a pasta salad. Miami. Mommy. That is the first truly delicious thing I've had today. Truly. The first thing that shook me. The pasta itself is not soggy at all. It's very perfectly tender. The feta is not giving foot. Sometimes feta can give foot, but not this time. This is not foota. It is giving that salty tanginess in the perfect amount. There's also a slight lemony kind of wine flavor to this that is just so refreshing, yet also rich. And the little spinach pieces
Got some earthiness.
It's so nice to have actual food again, guys. Fantastic. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. What's happening? I'm moving back to Miami. That's what I'm doing. I don't care about the high rent prices. And guess what? I can come here and get my feta pasta and be happy. Anyways, let's try this quinoa chickpea salad. Oh. I can't be mad at it. you know, it's doing the best it can. Quinoa is the most flavorless food on earth. I don't care if it's a superfood, it's super flavorless. That's what it is. I don't think there's any way to infuse flavor into quinoa. I've never had flavorful quinoa in my life, so I'm not surprised that's not flavorful. But the chickpeas really taste straight out of the can, and there's nothing else going on at all. What? So it's giving flavorless quinoa with flavorless chickpeas. I think if you're really craving emptiness and despair, you'll gobble this right up. You'll be like, this is the best food I've ever had. But I'm not. I'm craving joy. So I'm giving that a 2 out of 10. Last appetizer, we have this Capri salad. I wonder if Capri salad is related to Capri Sun. Maybe that's her son. Oh, we found him, mama. So this seems to have lettuce, but not just iceberg, girl. This is not Titanic lettuce. This is the fancy lettuce. We also have fresh mozzarella. Also a slice of tomato. And balsamic glaze. And salt and pepper. I see pepper. So they put effort into this, girlies. They said, we're going to try to add flavor this time. Let's see.
Why is that so good?
That is a Capri salad right there, okay? The lettuce tasted super fresh, tomato tasted super fresh, and the fresh mozzarella was perfectly milky, high quality. The balsamic glaze added that perfect bit of richness that balanced out all that freshness, and then the pepper really added something to the tomato. It added pepper, right? Now, it was missing salt. I feel like they forgot the salt when they were applying the salt and pepper, but still, fantastic. I'm gonna give that a 9 out of 10. Yes, okay. Appetizers mostly 8. Let's go get the entree.
For my main course, I got the meatballs, the tortellini, and the eggplant parmesan. Basically all the hot food they had. This is my first proper meal of the day.
Guys, I feel like I'm in Sicily. Look at this Italian feast. I'm at Lady Gaga's house. Shall we try je m'appelle meatball? Don't make me say it. Mamma mia. Listen, are they the freshest, most homemade meatballs ever? No, they taste like frozen meatballs, but good frozen meatballs. You know, on the Polar Express, their meatballs are literally frozen, not by choice, because of the climate, obviously. I feel bad, like they try to chew the meatballs and they're like, my teeth. Anyways, let's try this eggplant parmesan. I'm just gonna eat the whole flap. Oh, I have a bone to pick with this eggplant. I hate eggplant skin. I think it's the most plasticky, rubbery, disgusting thing that should be peeled off by every eggplant chef, but guess what? They leave them on. They leave them on and you have to chew until there's nothing left other than the
Vile, disgusting skin.
That's a decent eggplant parmesan. Once again, doesn't taste super fresh. The breading actually kind of tastes like a frozen chicken nuggets breading, so it's a little bit soggy, and it's not the most delightful thing, but it gets the job done, all right? And the eggplant is very soft and it has a subtle flavor, so it mainly just tastes like a fried breading bite. But I liked it. I did. I'm gonna give it a nice 6 out of 10. Wait, did I ever finish talking about the meatballs? I did not. Did I? Oh my gosh. Even though the meatballs did taste frozen, like I said, they tasted like a good frozen meatball. So they almost had a slight Parmesan flavor to them, a garlicky flavor. The sauce also tasted kind of like Prego, but definitely not ragu. Ragu needs to be ragon. That's the worst jarred pasta sauce. If you eat ragu, I'd like to say there's hope for you, but I really don't know. So it's a simple tomato sauce, simple frozen meatball. I liked it. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Anyways, last but not least, we have this tortellini. Let's try it. Go back, Jack. Girlies, I just devoured that. I like that. I said, once again, I have to say it over and over and over, but these don't taste fresh, but they taste good. Okay. The tortellini is giving kind of like the tortellini that you get in like the fridge aisle next to the cheese. There's like tortellinis that are sort of fresh, but not really. It's giving that, which is not bad at all. And the sauce is very interesting. That's a different tomato sauce. This has more of a red pepper flavor and a strong sweetness that's really working with the tortellini saltiness. Also, there's a little bit of a nutmeg flavor, which is totally different. It really raises the stakes in Flavor Town. I'm gonna give the tortellini a very nice 7 out of 10. The entree food was not bad at all. It's time for le pestori.
There she is, guys, the tiramisu.
I miss what we were. I miss everything about you. And I miss your apartment. I miss your car. I miss your hair. I miss your breath, even though you probably have a tonsil stone and you probably need to get that popped out. I miss I tiramisu you. I made a vow to myself every time I eat tiramisu, I'm gonna say that joke. And I said it again. This is wooden. This is actually wooden. I'm gonna get a splinter in my gum. Hey girlies, it's George. This looks so good. I just wish they had a few more dessert options. They literally only have one, but it's fine as long as it's delicious. Let's see. Ooh, it's firm. That's ice. It's ice. Elsa's been here. Oh, Daddy. I'm about to get a second one, but first let me critique it. That is half frozen, but it's nothing some good old warm saliva won't fix. Honestly, that tastes like a high quality classic tiramisu. If it wasn't half frozen, I wouldn't know it was frozen. I would think maybe it's Encanto. I would think maybe it's Moana. Definitely not frozen. It has the perfect amount of coffee flavor, the perfect amount of sweetness. The mascarpone is really creamy, and the ladyfingers, they're super moist and delicate, as are mine, guys. I have crooked fingers. Also, don't look too closely. They're really dry. But look, from a distance, do you see how long and delicate they are compared to the rest of my body? So I can really relate to this tiramisu. Honestly, it was fantastic. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Okay, Miami food is definitely 100 times better than Orlando food. Confirmed now. We have one meal left, and it's gonna be on the way home on the train.
So I hopped on the train, not at LAX, but here at the Miami Brightline station, and I was ready to finish this adventure off with one more delicious, delectable moment. This is what the seats look like in the non-first class section, and they still look super nice. I was kind of shook. So I have some explaining to do. During my final meal in this video, the sun was shining directly into my window, and it was causing a lot of flashing shadows. Also, this fluorescent light in the train made my camera lens freak out, and there's this weird flicker throughout the whole meal. If you are sensitive to, just like things flashing and also annoying visuals, keep that in mind. And I'm so sorry about it. It really annoyed me too as I was editing. Okay, for my snacks, I chose this red pepper hummus and some True to Fruit gummy bears. Also, there was some drama happening, girlies. One of the passengers had like an issue with his ticket, and he was being kind of salty towards the train person, and I was just listening in, just being dainty and not obvious whatsoever. And for my main meal, I got this garden salad because it was the only option other than the poke bowl. And it came with some dressing, some sauce, the same veggie roll, and pineapple.
So the lighting could not be worse. Truly, when there's a tree, it gets dark. When there's no tree, the sun shines. Why does that sound like a metaphor? So just ignore the lighting, girlies. I'm so sorry.
It's horrible.
There's like no one around me, so I can be the teeniest, tiniest bit louder. Ooh, we're gonna get crazy. So we have some gummy bears. They're called True to Fruit. That's what people say when they want to tell me the truth. There's a lot of flavors in here, guys. There's Bing cherry, white peach, strawberry, Concord grape, banana, mandarin orange, watermelon, honey crisp apple. Girl, it's just apple. Nothing in that gummy bear is gonna make it taste specifically like an apple crisp. I don't want to hear it. Red raspberry and blueberry. Oh, we'll try this after. Let's try this hummus. It's called roasted red pepper hummus, and it has these little sticks in it. Luckily, they all landed on my lap. It's my lucky day, girlies. Girl, that does not smell like hummus, girl. I don't know what it is, but I don't think that's a garbanzo bean or a chickpea. Neither one. And they're twins, by the way. I'm not gonna mince words here, girlies. That's what the British say, right? This tastes like how a fart smells, but not just a fart one that's like super toxic, the kind that could end a nostril. It's much thicker than hummus typically is and tastes much more like a rotten bean. That is all I have to say about that. There's nothing else to critique. That's what it tastes like. It's disgusting. I'm giving it a 1 out of 10. Okay, so once again, I got the same little vegetable wrap thingy. But guys, I think that this coconut stuff was supposed to go onto that, not onto the poke bowl. So I'm gonna put it onto that and see how it tastes. That's not the coconut stuff. That's more of like a cilantro mayonnaise. Tastes like plain vegetables with a garlic flavored aioli on it. That's it. So this is supposed to be dessert. It's just pineapple. This really is a healthy meal, girlies. tastes more like sunlight than the sun itself. Okay, and I've taste tested the sun. It's spicy, as you would imagine. That is so refreshing. It tastes like a summer day. It's perfectly crispy, perfectly sweet, perfectly ripe. Just the perfect pineapple. I have nothing more to say but good things. It's time for the salad. They gave me this little balsamic vinaigrette dressing. It looks quite gelatinous and lumpy. Let's just shake it up, shall we? Oh, that actually helped. Who would have thought? There's nothing more delicious and delectable than seeing some sort of dressing come out of a tiny little vial. It's like a little potion. So it has feta, sun-dried tomatoes, and we have some green tomatoes, but they're not fried green tomatoes like that movie from the 90s. They're just raw. And then we also have these carrots that are basically shaved. You know what happened here? I think Bugs Bunny said, I'm craving pasta, but I can only eat carrots because I'm a rabbit. And that's how that was made. And of course there's greens, so let's just try to get everything in one bite. You know, it's okay. It's okay. I used to hate balsamic dressing, but I've recently discovered that my palate has grown into accepting disgusting flavors, and now I kind of like it. It still smells like someone's weak cold sock, but like in a good way, right? And I really like the dressing here. It has a very strong olive oil flavor. Like it's basically 50% balsamic, 50% olive oil. That's the flavor that's happening here. And it's a good balance. I like that. I think all the veggies taste fresh besides the tomato, I gotta say. For being green and barely even ripe, it's mushy. How is a green tomato mushy when it's not even at the point of being mushy yet? It's getting ahead of itself. Love the feta. It's very salty, it tastes real, tastes fresh. I just wish this salad had more sustenance to it. I wish it had more heartiness. There's no like beans or grains. It needs something like that to make it feel like a full meal, because right now it's giving side salad and this is the entree. So I think that's a flop for me, but at least it tasted pretty good, right? So I'm gonna give the pineapple 10 out of 10, obviously. I'm gonna give the salad a nice 5 out of 10. Okay, so it's time to try the true to fruit. Oh, these smell so potent. These bears are saying, I don't know which flavor is which, so I'm just gonna go in. Wow, these are a bit too chewy for me personally. Like, oh my gosh. Is Prince Caspian calling me with Susan's horn? But they do have an amazing flavor. Every single one tastes very strong, very sweet, fantastic. So I'm gonna give the gummy bears an 8 out of 10. Anyways, girlies, I had the best day. Did you have fun? I'm so sorry about this last meal's lighting. It's just a mess. And this little flickering thing that's happening is disgusting. But this was such a fun first train video. Do you guys want me to do like an overnight train experience? That scares me, but I'll do it for you. Overall, the Brightline is very nice. I don't think they have amazing food at all, but I do think it's a fun experience and a fun way to travel. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe. I'll see you next video. Bye, girlies.